In the 1990s, the People's Liberation Army Air Force faced a problem. China needed a modern fighter to compete with the next generation of American and Russian jets. Around the same time, the United States unveiled the F-22 Raptor, the first true fifth-generation stealth fighter. It changed everything. Suddenly, stealth, sensor fusion, and networked combat were no longer theoretical, they were the future. China took note. But back then, the country was still developing its industrial base. Many foreign observers dismissed the idea that China could build a fifth-generation aircraft anytime soon. Yet, within 2 decades, that perception changed dramatically. In the early 2000s, China launched a competition known in the West as the FXX program. The winner was Chengdu Aerospace Corporation, already respected for building the J-10 and F-17 fighters. Their concept, codenamed Project 718, would evolve into what we now know as the J-20 Mighty Dragon. The first prototype rolled out in late 2010. Within months, it was conducting high-speed taxi tests and then a maiden flight in January 2011. For comparison, the US F-22 took nearly 2 decades from prototype to service. China's pace was astonishing. Early J-20s used Russian Saturn AL-31 engines, but China made it clear they intended to field domestic powerplants. By 2014, prototypes were already showing improvements, diverterless supersonic intakes for stealth, new coatings, and advanced sensors. Just 5 years after its first flight, the J-20 made its public debut at Zhuhai Airshow in 2016. By early 2017, the PLAAF declared it operational. Few outside analysts had expected such speed. Production accelerated. Reports suggest that by late 2018, upgraded variants were already being tested. In 2020, China unveiled the J-20B, fitted with a modified WS-10 engine and thrust vectoring nozzles. Soon after came the J-20S, a twin-seat version, something no other stealth fighter in the world has attempted. Why 2 seats? Most likely to support drone control and electronic warfare missions. With a second crew member, the J-20 could act as a mothership, managing loyal wingman drones like the Dark Sword or GJ-11. This marked a shift from pure air superiority, like the F-22, toward a multi-role philosophy closer to the F-35. For years, China struggled to build reliable afterburning turbofan engines. The solution may be the long-awaited WS-15, reportedly entering production in 2023. If successful, it could give the J-20 true supercruise, sustained supersonic flight without afterburners, and thrust vectoring comparable to Western fighters. Official specs remain classified, but Chinese sources claim a service ceiling of 66,000 feet, a range of 2,000 kilometers, and a top speed near Mach 2. That places it between the F-35 and F-22. At over 21 meters in length, the J-20 is significantly larger than both American jets, giving it more internal fuel and weapon space. The J-20 incorporates radar-absorbent coatings, sawtooth edges, and serpentine intakes to reduce radar signature. Critics initially argued its canards would compromise stealth. But Chinese engineers countered that advanced flight control systems minimized radar reflections. The jet also carries a retractable Lunenburg lens, essentially a radar reflector. This allows the aircraft to appear on civilian or friendly radars when not in combat, while hiding its true stealth profile. In terms of avionics, the J-20 seems inspired by the F-35. It reportedly carries an AESA radar, an infrared search and track system, an electro-optical targeting system, and 6 distributed optical sensors around the airframe. Together, they provide 360-degree coverage, fusing radar and infrared data into a single picture for the pilot. The cockpit features a helmet-mounted display and multiple touchscreen panels. The J-20 was built with indigenous weapons in mind. Its primary air-to-air missiles are the PL-12, PL-15, and PL-21, comparable to the American AMRAAM family. For close-in dogfights, it uses the PL-10, similar to the AIM-9X. While its internal weapons bay remains secretive, analysts suggest it can carry a mix of long-range and short-range missiles internally for stealth missions, plus up to 24,000 pounds on external hardpoints if stealth isn't required. Interestingly, there is evidence that some early J-20s lacked an internal cannon, suggesting a stronger emphasis on beyond visual range combat rather than close-in dogfights. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of the J-20 program isn't its design, but its sheer scale. By 2021, Chengdu confirmed mass production. U.S. analysts estimated over 200 J-20s delivered by the end of 2022, and as many as 300 by mid-2024. Some reports suggest China could eventually build 1,000 or more by 2030. If true, this would make the J-20 not only the fastest produced stealth fighter in history, but also one of the most numerous, rivaling Cold War icons like the F-16 and Su-27 families. So, how good is it really? Opinions vary. Some dismiss the J-20 as overhyped, citing unproven engines and limited combat data. Others argue that China's ability to field hundreds of stealth fighters, even if slightly less advanced than the F-22, changes the balance of power in Asia. What's clear is that the J-20 represents a shift. It's not just about building a stealth fighter, it's about building an ecosystem. With drone integration, advanced networking, and continuous upgrades, the J-20 is becoming the centerpiece of a broader digital battlefield strategy. Less than 15 years ago, few believed China could rival U.S. fifth-generation fighters. Today, the J-20 is in frontline service in large numbers, with improved engines, stealth coatings, and multi-role capabilities on the horizon. Is it the equal of the F-22 or F-35? That remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. The Chengdu J-20 has already secured its place as one of the most ambitious and significant fighter programs of the 21st century.